experienced aha moments in our personal journey, in our professional journey. Aha moments are those moments where we either learn something new that applies to something that we had experienced before, or we learn something new altogether. So that's really the core of the design of today Talent Acquisition Conference 2019. Throughout the day, we've identified some of the keynotes, some of the companies that are going to be sharing the case studies, the master classes, our track, which will host the awards, and all our partners that are at the exhibition area. Those are all an opportunity for us to get exposed to new things and also trigger those aha moments. It's a pleasure to welcome you all today. I think the recruitment community is a community that is always ahead of the curve. It's always a community that actually experiments the most, and most of the things that I think come to HR way later are exposed to each one of you in recruitment first. I remember a story of one CHRO that the metaphor he shared was that the recruitment community is like the canary for business. Anybody knows this story? Why would he say that the recruitment community is the canary, the bird for the business? Anybody knows this story? Have you heard this story before? Okay. Yeah, do you want to tell us the story quickly? If we can have a mic, you can have the hand up. Yes. So why is recruitment the canary for business? Can we have a mic for that gentleman at the back? Yeah, go ahead.
The miners, when they go down in the coal mines, which are really deep down and filled with all kind of danger, especially the gases and all, they carry a canary in a cage. So the moment the bird senses something is amiss, especially the change in the air, it starts singing. So that's the early warning to all the miners to vacate the area and save their lives if they can.
Wonderful. Can we have your name, please?
My name is Vivek Sharma. I'm
Hi,
representing
Vivek.
SBI
Welcome.
Card.
Thank you, Vivek. A big round of applause for Vivek. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's the beautiful story about the importance that recruitment community plays for the business, not only for the work that you do, which is your day job, which is attracting, hiring, onboarding the best possible talent, but it's really about the fact that you really have a sense of what's happening in the community, and you are the canary for the business. You are the one who senses what's going to happen. And I give you an example. I think in the mid-90s, Motorola started to lose a lot of engineers to a company called Apple. And Apple was a manufacturing company of desktops at that time. So why was Motorola losing engineers to Apple? Little Motorola knew that, of course, Apple will take over the industry of mobile manufacturing. But I think that really gives you the evidence, and everything is a lot easier on the hindsight, but that really gives you the evidence about how you have access to competitive forces. You have access to what employees are looking for. You have an ability to influence even what value proposition of the future is going to be. You have the ability to also sense what will be the key trends that may affect not only your business, but also the way that you attract talent. Now, why is this different from the perspective of why is this relevant more today than ever before? I think we will hear it throughout the day today, the importance of how technology is changing the way we look at business, how technology is disrupting the way we look at work, and how technology is also an opportunity for each one of you. So very quickly, 3 or 4 data points I want to leave you with as we set the context for the rest of the day. The speed of evolution of technology advancement is such that we can see that there's been more invention in the last 200 years than in the last 200,000 years. What's interesting is that the number of PhDs is doubling every 19 years, and the number of patents is doubling every 15 years, which means there is almost 90% of PhDs and scientists that ever existed on Earth are alive today. What does that mean? It means that the new technologies like automation, AI, robotics are going to represent as big a market as $15 trillion, which is equivalent to Japan and China GDP put together. So that's the scale of opportunity for us and for our business. But it also means that we will be living in a new talent paradox, a lot more graver than ever before. McKinsey predicts that around 85 million workers with secondary and tertiary education will be missing. You will be looking for that talent and they don't exist. And at the same time, there'll be 90 million low-skilled workers that will not be able to find jobs. So I think this is the new paradox that as a recruitment community we will have to navigate. And it's also a great opportunity. It's an opportunity because businesses are worried today not only about productivity and growth, which was the worry that we always had as business leaders. Businesses are worried about survival. The average age of an organization listed in the SP 500 in the mid-1950s was 60 years. That has been climbing down, 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 till today. The average age of being listed in the SP 500 is less than 10 years. So why me? I think each one of us have the opportunity not only to change and improve things, I think the opportunity for us is to reimagine how we look at recruitment and how we impact business. So it's really about becoming the answer. I think there are a lot of questions in the organization, very few answers. So how each one of you as recruitment leaders can become the answer for your business, can become mission critical, and can become indispensable, not only for recruitment, but also for your organization at large. And I'm going to share a story. I was in the Mahindra HR leadership team last week in Hyderabad, and the former CEO of Fortis was sharing his expectations from HR, and he shared a story, very nice story. Can I be audible? This is moving a lot, no? Oh, have you guys been hearing me? I don't have to start from the beginning, right? All right, okay, good. So I was given the opportunity to hear the former CEO of Fortis, and he shared the story, and he kind of, in a very constructive way, criticized us as HR, saying that you're always crying that you don't have a seat on the table, and I really hate that sentence, but it's true that we say we really want to have a seat on the table. And he looked at the community that was sitting there was an internal Mahindra team, and he said, if you are not called for the seat on the table, the answer is within. As business leaders, we will carry on our business. So if we are called or not called, my reflection is really, do you have the answers? Do you have something to contribute to the discussion? So I think that's the opportunity. Now, how are some of the progressive organizations becoming the answer? And I'm going to give you 4 ideas. And throughout the day today, you will get the opportunity to learn from progressive companies as well. Four things I want to leave you with this morning. And I'm going to quickly turn it around and we'll do a small exercise together as a group. The first thing that some organizations are doing is going away from silo structure. I think the way we organize our functions in HR in a verticalized way are not necessarily a way that creates a seamless experience for a candidate, right? So one thing that I invite you to think about, can you break the silos and reinvent the function of people around experiences? What would that mean in your organization? The second thing is about automation. I think in recruitment, we have been the pioneers of automation, using chatbots, using a lot of technology to help us become more agile. My question to all of us will be, how much of that has translated into more humanness in the process of candidate experience? All of us have to reflect about that answer. So while automation will help us become more productive, the end in mind of automation is also about being able to provide that experience to our candidates that will be unique and differentiated. The third piece is about, again, you're the canary of the business. So can you foresee what skills will be needed for the future? Can you start hiring for the future and not for yesterday? How much of your time is into hiring positions that were needed yesterday, as opposed to really proactively saying, what will be the positions we will need tomorrow? And how can we build a business case by actually building talent capabilities before our competition? And the fourth is really about being able to use data and analytics to be more seamless about the way we construct our manpower planning. So how much of it we need to build, how much we need to buy, how much we need to borrow from contingent workforce perspective, and how many jobs we shouldn't even be hiring for, because those jobs can maybe be, part of those jobs can be automated. So that's some of the opportunities that I want to leave you to reflect on. And I'm going to invite you now to reflect for just a few minutes about what are the other opportunities that you think the recruitment function has today to improve and impact the organization. And we're going to do this together as a team. So each one of you have a small picture card on your desk. If you don't have one, you can raise your hand and we will get somebody from our People Matters team to bring one to you. You can keep your hand up if you don't have one, and you will get one in a minute. Great. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this picture card to immerse ourselves into thinking what are the opportunities that the talent acquisition team has to impact the business in a different way, right? So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to need a volunteer. Can somebody volunteer? Come on stage. Come. Just one. You're not going to have to do much. Just volunteer. Thank you so much. Great. So the way it's going to work very quickly is you have a picture card? So imagine she has a picture card in her hand. Just visualize it. Then I'm going to say, I'm Esther from People Matters. And I'm going to explain to her what is the opportunity that I think People Matters can benefit from talent acquisition by looking at this picture. So for some of you, can't see this picture, but it's really a diverse group of women and men in the finishing line. So I would say that I'm Esther. I'm part of People Matters. And I think the opportunity that talent acquisition has for our business is to help the business build a lot more diverse talent by hiring people who are very different from our current population, because that will help us and benefit us as a business. She will do the same with me, and then we will exchange cards. I will take her card, and we will go and find someone else. Yeah? You can keep this card. Thank you so much. Yeah, any questions? So the objective is two things. One is have as many conversations as possible, but also about having meaningful conversations. So once you exchange card, you will go find someone else. You will do the same exercise. Again, exchange cards, and you will go and find someone else. Any questions? Clear? Are we ready? You're supposed to do this exercise with people you don't know. So you can move around the room, you can do whatever you want, but it needs to be with people that you don't know, because one of the objectives is also to meet new people who are in the room. Yeah? Okay, so you have 3-4 minutes for this, so time starts now. So over to you, you can stand up and move around, and I will let you know when the time is up. Thank you. Can I have some water? Yes. So the question is, in the context of my organization, what is the biggest opportunity that talent acquisition can bring to the business? It's written on the screen as well. Thank you. Another 2 minutes. Just keep moving around the room. And if you're sitting, I invite you to stand up and come around. Move around. Just keep moving. You can move at the back of the room. You can come in the front. Last 1 minute. Just keep moving. Last 1 minute. You can exchange your cards and go find someone else. Last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. You need to start. You need to start winding this last conversation. And if you're done, then you can start taking your seat. You can come back. Last 5 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Done? All right. Okay. So time is up now. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Okay. Great. Can I have everyone's attention? This is always the most difficult part of my opening, when I have to get you back on your seats. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Great. Can I have everyone's attention at the back? Thank you. Okay. So, can I have everyone's attention at the back as well? The backbenchers? Can I have the backbenchers' attention? Thank you. Okay, so how many of us was able to have at least three conversations? Okay, 3 conversations. 4 conversations. Okay, 5? Wow, okay. More than 5? Oh gosh, okay. Okay, so very highly networking team today, and I think you'll get the opportunity to continue those conversations as we go through the day. Any keywords that came in that conversation? When I say keywords, I mean words, not sentences. Diversity, experience, speed, proactiveness, culture, sorry, future, experience. Oh your gosh, sorry? Analytics. What else came? Attraction. Capability building. Ecosystem. Very nice, okay? Communication. Retention. Inclusion. Partnerships. Integrated. I'll take one word. Integrated. Business knowledge. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think these are the opportunities that we all know we have to be able to impact our business and really to become the answer. Not only the answer from recruitment perspective, but really looking at problem solving for business challenges through all those opportunities that you all mentioned. So I'm going to leave you with one last story. So Ellen Langer is a professor at Harvard Business University. And she asked the question, how many of you have done an eye test in your life? Good. This is what I call a very relevant example. Okay. So she asked the question, saying, what if, instead of showing eye test the way that we traditionally shown an eye test, what if I went to change and invert it? Will the test results be different? Right? So this is the way we normally go. We go and say, okay, we look at how much we can see. And she said, what if I were to show it this way? Will the results be different? Of course, you know the answer. But do you think they were different? Do you think they were different? How many of you think that they were actually different? Okay. How many of you think that it really wouldn't make a sense? I mean, what I can see, right? So how many of you think that it will not have made a difference? What about the rest? Sorry, let me ask again. How many of you think that it will not make a difference? Okay, how many of you think that it will make a difference? Okay, 50-50. So indeed, it made a difference. And the difference was because this is a mindset of limitation. I know that at some point, I will not be able to see any longer. So I enter with the mindset of, I can see the first line, I can see the second line, but I know at some point I will not be able to see. So I'm framed in the concept of limitation, as opposed to saying here, it's a framework of opportunity. I know the more I walk, I'll be able to see more. So this is a very interesting example for us to think about how we look at our work and the way we impact our business and talent acquisition, not really as limitations, but as opportunities. And I think that's the framework to each one of you to become the answer to your business. So thank you very much, and I look forward to interacting with all of you throughout the day. Thank you.